What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Burndown YouTube channel, and today we are doing a little testing for you. I've got the Topdon battery tester. It's the BT100. So they sent this out to me. Well, actually they asked me if I'd like to try some of their products, and then they showed me this thing, and at first I was a little hesitant. I get asked to try products here and there. I say no pretty much 9 times out of 10 if you're wondering, maybe if you have something. But if it's something relevant, something useful, I don't want to waste somebody else's time and my own time, and especially making videos, because I already make more than enough videos. I don't need to make extra ones for stuff that I don't really think is worthwhile. But this thing piqued my interest, and I got to thinking, you know, why do I need a battery tester? Well, you start thinking about it, and I have a battery in that, a battery in that, a battery in that, oh, a battery in that. And then what really got me thinking about it is I have a battery in my trailer for the winch, and I have a little solar panel that's supposed to upkeep it and all that stuff. Well, last time I dug it out because I needed it and we were supposed to haul a car, well, guess what? The battery for the winch was dead, and then it was a whole trip to the store to get the battery and all that fun stuff, and it ended up being bad and all that. So now I can go throw this thing on it before I actually need to use the winch, and I'll know whether or not we are rock and roll. So I don't get somewhere and the car dies at the track or whatever happens, and when you need it, it doesn't work. Or maybe your thing's having a hard time starting and you need to know, hey, is this the alternator, is this the battery, what is it? So this thing should let us know. So we opened it up, the directions are over here. I kind of flipped through them for a minute, but we are gonna put this on stuff and push buttons. So this ended up working out really well today because the Malibu, the alternator, I think died on me yesterday. So I've been charging the battery all day. So let's see how this fancy pants battery tester works. So obviously you go negative. Look at all these scratches from trying to charge stuff on this guy. And this guy should go positive. Bam, and then the battery powers it. Where's my cold cranking amps on this guy? So 13.16 because I just charged it crud out of it all day. Test battery, it's regular flooded. Cold cranking amps. So what are my cold cranking amps? Where are you, cold cranking amps? Oh, I think right there. I'm gonna say the 640. So I'll punch in 640. So you just go up and down a little menu, scrolling 300, 400. Come on, cranking amps. What are we looking for? 640 is what this dog is telling me. So there we go, 640. We hit enter. Hopefully the glare's not too bad. It's testing. Bing, little green light, good battery, 640 cranking amps, 100% healthy, charge, 98% charge, and then the resistance internal is 4.36 ohms. So this guy is good to go. And then we'll try, you can do a cranking test. So if I click on this, we can leave this plugged in. We can crank the car over and it'll tell me if it was good. Because your cranking amps, it puts the battery under a load. So I've had batteries before where it shows 12 volts or whatever sitting and it just won't start or has a hard time starting. Well, the cranking amps are trash and the battery's actually bad even though it's showing a static charge. And then it'll do a charging test, so when this thing's running, we can see how the charging system is doing. So we could try both of those things out, but before we try that and start making noise over here, I want to show you guys, I tested the Bego battery already. She checks out. And then I had this one sitting around and I'm like, you know what? Let's just put it on here, because everybody probably has that one battery that you think is good. Like, oh, I got that one battery. And if you have a project, you're like, don't worry about it, I got one on the shelf. That's this battery for me. This is gonna be the secondary battery for the Bego. And we will see, let's test her out. Cold cranking amps are 730 on this guy, and this is a regular, I believe this is lead acid. Yeah, we're just gonna go with lead acid on that. Yeah, so sulfuric acid, so this is a lead acid battery. Cold cranking amps, 730, this is a big dog. Hit enter, testing. Survey says no go, bad. Red light bad, green light good. 25% health, 365 cranking amps. That'd start my lawnmower, I guess. And then 55% charge. So now, and then the internal resistance, you can see it's 8 ohms. So this dude is no bueno, according to this guy here. I wonder if I put a charge on it and then test it, if it would test out again. But right now it says it's bad. So I don't know. It says replace. It says she's no good. So as far as I'm concerned, this is just going to be a core. So this will be a battery core. So that's pretty sweet. Now let's throw it on the boom and we will do the crank test and see what it says, and then we can do the charge test to see how the alternator is doing. So obviously the crank test will be first. We'll let it run and idle, then we'll go back there and we'll do the charge test, and we'll just see how this thing fares and see what kind of shape the old Malibu's in, and then we'll get to working on it. I got some stuff to do today, but this thing's pretty cool. And then again, I have multiple cars, so it's not like I just have one thing that I'm concerned with the battery life. I've got 4 of these plus the trailer, and then I'm gonna have some house batteries and stuff in the Bago, so this will actually come in handy, and for the price it's not bad. It's the Topdon BT100, and I'll bring you guys back. Let me get all this set up so we can fire this thing up and we'll see how she does. Okay, we have this hooked up to the Malibu again, 640 cold cranking amps. We're gonna try the crank test, so let's enter that. It says start engine. So we'll turn the car on, we'll leave it there. We'll turn this boy over. Oh no, amateur hour. Go in there. I don't think it matters. I think it still would have started, but let's go. Computer, ignition. All right, Topdon, what's going on, dog? Let's try the charging test. So let me turn this on. We'll turn the car on, and then we'll see how it rates the old charging system. Let's see what it says about my charging system. Technically it is right. That alternator is old and roach, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, all in all, I'd say we're good. It didn't grab the cranking for some reason when I cranked it. Let's try it one more time. Let's see if it'll do that. See if it'll grab the crank engine. We'll try it one more time. Probably operator error. Let's go ignition. Okay, so that's 2 on the crank test. They didn't work out. So I would say all in all, the thing's successful. It works for the most part. It didn't do the cranking test, but what I will say is this isn't a race car. The reason the charging may be a little low as well is because the battery's coming all the way from the back, and then it has to run through that special switch. Obviously, because you know, you have to be able to kill it for race car things or whatever. So to get the charging 100% on a car like this is a little more difficult. I know that, yes, you could do it if you run bigger gauge wires or whatever. And again, I guess we could measure at the alternator, see what that alternator is putting out, but I believe that the alternator is suspect because when it said it was charging. So that probably is what's giving me the 13 whatever, but it's good to know. I mean, granted, the dash already tells me that, but if you had a regular passenger car, you wouldn't know that. You just have this random voltmeter thing. So all in all, aside from the cranking feature to see if it would work, but I don't think you really need that anyway, because when you do the battery test, it's going to tell you cold cranking amps and internal resistance and all that fun stuff. So all in all, I think it's a good product. I put a link in description. I don't get anything for it, but if you were interested and you want to try one and you thought it was a good idea to own one of these things, again, I'm not getting anything from these guys, but they did send me this, so I'll put the link in the description underneath. And if you're interested in a Topdon BT100, go grab yourself one. It's a fun little toy. You guys, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. Till next time, I'm out.